Welcome to Life Matters. Join us in this series as we navigate through keys to helping you in your life's journey with your host, Luke van Vieren. Join Luke van Vieren and others with this amazing upcoming event. Life Matters. Every move you make counts either against you or for you. It's time to make your move. Life is a journey of discovery, recovery, purpose, relationships, opportunities, legacy, succession, exploration. Join us for the next 6 sessions, which will be broadcast on the last 2 Thursdays for the next 3 months, March, April, and May, with various guests as we navigate through keys to helping you in your life's journey. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. It's time to make your move.
Welcome to Life Matters with me, Luke van Vieren, your host. This is a place where intentional living matters. Well, I'll be hosting 6 life episodes that will be featuring the 2 last Thursdays of March, April, and May. You don't want to miss this wonderful encounter. So please share our page, like our page, create a watch party, invite family and friends to this wonderful encounter. It's going to be educational, it's going to be motivational, it's going to be life enriching. And I'm telling you, we will be featuring some of our wonderful guests that have life stories, that have very personal encounters, people that are go-getters in life, and just some ordinary stories that could be motivational to you. So please diarize these dates, as we will have our announcer that will put up these dates on the screen at the end of our broadcast so that we know which days we will be on. And it's going to be very, very powerful. So please, tonight is also a beautiful, special time. So you don't want to miss this. Continue sharing our page and creating a watch party. Invite somebody to this special time. We also understand that life is a journey. We lived in stages, moments, and in phases. So that is so inspirational, that life is a journey. You don't get everything at one go. You live it in stages, moments, and phases. Life, a very complex word, which by its connotation is living. The personalization of this word has burdened humanity for centuries. It has burdened humanity for centuries. It is further mystified by meaningful questions that often leave the holder journeying in search of answers. Why am I here? Those are the questions that's been asked. What is my purpose? How do I live? How do I live and leave a mark? Will I make a difference? Am I fulfilled? And then the all-time big question, what is life? These are the questions that has been in the minds of so much people, and many of them has vocalized these questions. Some has internalized these questions. Statements by the late Dr. Miles Monroe qualifies or begins to challenge us on this very important journey that we have in life. He says the greatest tragedy in life is not death, but life without a reason. That is mind-blowing. Then he further continues, he says, it is dangerous to be alive and not know why you were given life. Wow, that is that is a very deep statement, because it begins to speak to us as individuals. So please, at this moment, share our page, because the rest is going to be very powerful. We still got our guests that we're going to be introducing. So please share our page, create a watch party. The statement that really captured my mind is one of Dr. Miles' statements. It says, until purpose is discovered, existence has no meaning. So that's the reason why we have Life Matters, so that we could explore some of these very crucial and important questions that will help us to navigate through life and become the people that God has enabled us to be. With me on episode 1 to unpack and help us to be able to navigate through life realities and to help us understand some of these very pertinent topics that we will be dealing with, is one that is knowledgeable, and not only knowledgeable, that has life experience. I'm so grateful to have Bishop George Gibson with me on episode 1, and he will be on episode 2. We are so grateful. So please send up some likes and some hearts and tell somebody that we're live. You still have some time to share our page and create a watch party. We will see you after this. Hey, well, we're so excited to have you all come online just to be with us at this wonderful launch of Life Matters. That's the reason why we have celebration at the back. It's just for you to know that we are so excited to host our first episode. And I have this wonderful, gifted individual. I am so delighted to have a caliber like his on this program. Bishop George Gibson has so much experience, wealth of experience. Not only wealth of experience, he has wealth of life knowledge. So I'm so happy. Thank you for joining me, man, my brother.
My brother Luke, how are you today? And good evening in South Africa. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We thank you. Tell Rob that he need to tag me so I can start my stuff on Facebook Live and start inviting some people to share with us and come on. They are in anticipation of our time sharing today. I've been talking about Life Matters, and people are just excited to hear a purposeful conversation concerning how we could move distinctly in the direction of destiny. So I'm just really appreciative to you, Luke, for having me to be on with you. I celebrate you in all your endeavors, and thank you for the opportunity. So tell Rob to hit me up real quick on Facebook so I could get some stuff started for him and for you, and we'll keep on conversating.
I sent you some stuff on WhatsApp.
Okay.
I don't know if you can use that. The link, if people want to, they can go on to Refuge City Church. But I've sent you the link as well to, I think Rob would be able to, I think he might be tagging you.
Yeah, if he tags me, that'd be good. Yep.
On your page.
Yep, that's all I need. Yep.
Yeah, so if he can tag you, then you'll be able to share that. But for the people, for some of the people, he says he will tag you quickly.
Yes,
then you'll be able to share. Well, we don't want to rush in, although we're going to be pressed for some time because we have to be off the program by 5 to 8 hour time, which will be 5 minutes to 2 your time. Yeah, because there's other engagements that we have to be on. But I know we've got you for 2 episodes, so this one will just be an introductory session with the wealth of information that you have. I'm really wanting to glean and just take some of that, and just for people that's on the platform, it's going to be really inspirational, motivational. It's going to be educational, and there's going to be tons of educational information that will be distributed as we begin to speak. And just by understanding these concepts that we have put on our page, and Dr. Miles makes a very, very bold statement, and that statement that it makes: until purpose is discovered, existence has no meaning. This is bold. It signifies, Bishop, it signifies no purpose equals aimless living. No purpose equals aimless living. And as our program has our mission statement or slogan for the program is to promote intentional living, which means that you have not come to this earth as a no-name brand. You've come to this earth as a branded name. God knew about this whole intention to send you down to earth as a gift, Bishop. You have come to this earth as a gift. That's why Dr. Miles says, until purpose is discovered, existence has no meaning. Isn't that painful that so many people go through life?
That's a good line right there. Isn't that painful? Yes, people constantly go through life, living life with no purpose and no direction. So now you're aimlessly groping in the dark and not understanding that in order to ascertain destiny, purpose must be the platform by which I take off.
Wow.
I need a springboard. I need something to catapult me into an atmosphere that is able to sustain me if I would just take off. But I have to be able to take off, And so I think what is wonderful, Luke, is that, so the danger is not living life just without purpose. The danger seems to be in the critical state is living life in the wrong purpose.
Wow.
So you're trying to move in a direction, but the direction you're moving, I think me and you alluded to earlier, is a good direction, but it's not the God direction for your life.
I hear you. So sometimes you invest in something good, but it's not the right thing for you. That's so a lot of people spend their time investing in good things, but it's not really for your purpose.
It's not for your purpose. So if it's not for your purpose, that means it's not the God thing. And so it is God that gets us to the place of purpose, and we have to be willing to follow the voice of God. We have to hear the voice of God. We have to walk in the will of God, and those things only happen when we submit to God's will, his way, and his word for our lives. And so, we talk often here at the Love Nation. I tell them all the time that good enough is not good enough if it's not excellent.
Wow.
And so excellence is what I am trying to tap into and walk in. But if I'm just doing good enough is not good enough because it's just not excellent. So we have to make sure that we're fulfilling the excellence of God in our lives so that we can ascertain the things that God would have us to do. And sometimes I'm just afraid that we're scurrying around trying to be a jack of all trades when he actually wants us to be efficient, effective, and an expert in one.
Bishop, you said something so powerful, is that purpose, in my viewpoint, as you mentioned, is a springboard,
Yes.
or it's maybe the runway.
Good.
It's the place that's leading you to the takeoff.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
So
And I need runway.
you need runway. Yeah.
I need some taxiing time. I need to be able to get down. I need to be able to get down the airstrip so I can have enough speed to take off. You know, when it comes to these gigantic planes that we fly on all the time, you know, they can't take off until they have accelerated to a certain amount of speed, you know, because then it gives me the push, it gives me the lift. And sometimes we have not gone through the necessary things that we need to go through to taxi properly down the runway for proper takeoff.
But Bishop, now bringing it back to where we're at, explain to us what prohibits people from getting that right push, because maybe they define themselves what is their purpose, but they don't have that takeoff, and that's where discouragement creeps in.
I think sometimes, and I think you and I talked about this a few weeks ago, sometimes we jump the gun, that we prematurely move in an area or try to experience an air that we are not aerodynamically ready for.
Wow.
So we're trying to fly at altitudes that we have yet to ascertain. And so I think that patience is a great learning tool that helps me to get to the place of purpose and potential. But I have to walk out that patience, because what I'm not doing is I'll find myself trying to handle stuff that I can't handle. Okay, I love sports cars. You know, I love sports cars. And so, you know, so I tell people all the time, you got to be careful that you're not flowing and trying to do things in the wrong oil grade. So you know, so you trying to function in Maserati oil grade, but you got a Ford.
I hear you.
so a Ford oil grade and a Maserati oil grade is two different oil grades. And you got
a different league, man. It's a different league. So, right. Bishop, you now get hold of your purpose somehow or the other, you figure it out. But the problem is where you're talking about jumping the gun is that purpose requires you to implement order.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It requires you to implement order because there's an incremental approach to latching onto your destiny.
Yeah.
So purpose is there, destiny is at the far end. So purpose is really just helping you to get to your destiny, because what we said is that life is a journey.
It's a journey. Yes.
It's a journey. It's not an overnight success.
No, not at all. Not at all. And I think when you talk about this whole understanding of the journey, in my book, The Game of Life, I have a code of conduct that I speak about that kind of moves in the direction you're saying. So the wise sage Solomon says that in all thy getting, get an understanding.
All right.
Then, okay, but to get an understanding, I need to know that wisdom, he says, is the principal thing.
All right.
I understand it, but wisdom is the
Yes.
principal thing. So how do I ascertain wisdom? So when you want to ascertain wisdom, knowledge becomes the starting block.
Okay.
So when you cut knowledge in half, you have know and ledger.
Mhm.
So I must know what's on the ledger.
I hear you.
So I must know what's on the ledger, and then I must understand. So here we go backwards. I must understand on the ledger that I know. So when I know what's on the ledger and I understand, here go your word, I apply.
All right.
So my application
Yes.
is what I understand that's
Yeah.
on the ledger that I know. When I know what's on the ledger, I understand and apply. My application gives me understanding.
Hmm.
My application gives me understanding. So when I understand what I have applied, that's on the ledger that I know, then I know what's on the ledger,
I hear you.
understand application. It births wisdom, because wisdom, again, is the principal thing. I need wisdom
Yes.
because life matters in relationship, that I have choices to make and decisions to make. And
Wow.
I can't make good
Yes.
decisions. I can't make good choices without wisdom. Because all of us will put our hands up here on Facebook and everywhere else and YouTube and say all of us have made bad choices in our life.
Yes. I
We have
hear
made
you.
decisions in our life, and it's because we didn't ascertain and apply wisdom, because wisdom helps us to make good choices.
And not only the good choices that we have to make, Bishop, we have to prioritize.
Yes, sir. You have to prioritize.
We have to prioritize, and that is the missing link. We have to prioritize, we have to focus, and we have to ignore
Yes.
some stuff.
Yes.
Because on your journey to destiny, you've uncovered purpose. You know that you are on this earth not by chance. You are on this earth by God's divine will and plan and providence. This is where people have it wrong, Bishop.
Yeah.
There's no production manager that will put out a product without him counting the cost.
Yes.
He must go through a feasibility study and what do they call it? A survey, where they understand, is this product that we're about to put on the market, is it a needed product?
Yes.
And we also have to understand what's the target market of this product.
Yes.
And then obviously then the costing factor, what are we going to make out of this? How many of this product we want to sell? And the problem that people have is that they think that God just decided just to send you to earth.
So God just thought this up and just threw this out there.
And so just go to earth. But you were actually created in the mind of God before you became manifested in the earthly realm. You existed in God.
Yeah. Yeah.
So God knew that he's sending you to this earth as the production manager for a specific assignment.
Yeah.
And God knows that assignment requires something which I call an enabler.
Yes. Yes.
That enabler is called potential.
Potential. Okay. Yeah. And watch this. And your potential, you can't produce.
You can produce.
No, you can't do. Somebody else gets your potential out of you.
Wow.
So as you know, I was an athlete, so I played professional basketball. So no soldier makes himself.
Yeah, talk us there.
So you go to boot camp, and there's a drill sergeant who takes you through calisthenics, takes you through rigorous training. And what he's doing is he's bringing out the potential soldier in you. You come there as a civilian, but by the time you get through boot camp, you will be a soldier because the drill sergeant, the trainer, the conditioner pulled out of you what was in you. You didn't know what was in you. He pulled it out of you. He pulled your potential out of you. Every believer and every human, but every believer, because we're talking with you need a coach. You need a mentor. You need somebody to pull out of you what you don't see in yourself. That's why it's so important to be submitted to authority and obedient to spiritual leadership, because your gifting, whatever the potential of what you're going to become, your gifting is in the bosom of your pastor.
Wow.
That you have to tap into me in the spirit realm in order for me then to pull out of you what's already in me for you. that there's a potential in you that you don't even know about. I was talking to a young lady just this morning and was sharing with her. I said, sometimes God put you in a place and a space with people that see more in you than you see in yourself. Sometimes you and I as pastors, we want more for our people than our people want for themselves, because we see the potential.
Could it be that the person is in the right place,
okay,
where the potential can be extracted,
but
they misuse the one that is able to pull it out of them?
Yes. The danger of being in the right place but not seeing the one as the right anointed gift for your life will make you function in one of the scary words in the kingdom, will make you function in familiarity.
Wow.
And your familiarity of you thinking I'm just like you, or I put my pants on just like you, or I walk like you, or I eat just well, you don't see me as the anointed vessel of God that God has placed you under to grow you, to edify you, to educate you, to build you up. When you just trying to get close just because you want to be my friend, you can't be my friend. Here, one of my ministers just put up there, familiarity breeds contempt.
Yes.
What happens is you'll find yourself in a place, in a space where you'll be stuck. You'll be spinning your wheels, but you won't be going anywhere because you have misplaced the respect of the authority.
The Bible says that in Jesus' hometown, he could not do. Not he would not. If it says he would not, that was the application of his will.
Yeah.
But could not meant that something restrained him.
Yeah, something restrained him. And what
was disrespect?
And what disrespect. What restrained him was disrespect and the dishonor.
The
dishonor of the anointing that is on us. Like, I get concerned in this season, this council culture, this throwaway culture, this discard culture. I get concerned about the lack of honor that is bestowed. That honor will prohibit the greatness that is on you, because you won't give the proper homage and the proper applause and honor to the one that God wants to use to catapult you to the next space.
So, Bishop, you could be sent to this earth with a specific assignment.
Yes,
you
sir.
could be, you could have the gift of greatness deposited inside of you. You could be someone rich in potential,
Yeah.
but yet you're spinning the wheel.
You're spinning the wheel. You're spinning the wheel.
You're not going anywhere.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Because
yes, sir.
you did not connect via honor, or you did not connect via this source that God has given to extract all that out of you so that you can become.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And God, if he gave it to you, he also knew who he would give to you to horn it.
Wait.
Yeah.
If he gave it to you,
Yep.
you also
knew who he would give you to, so they could horn and craft your gift. See, what we want to do, we want to pick and choose who we want to develop us. And God has already created somebody to horn and to craft your gift. And that's why I tell people all the time that, you know, when you given kindnesses and hospitality and giving alms, when you are a help and assistance to people, don't expect, if you get in that place, for those same people to come back and give to you. That's not who God's going to use. God's going to use somebody you don't even know.
wow.
He's going to use somebody you're not even in a connection with. He's going to put your name in the wind, and then someone is going to come like ravens and bring you what you need.
Online viewers, you don't want your friends, family, and those that you connected to miss this life enriching topic. This is a platform in which you will be cultivated. If I'm you, I will share this page right now. Share this broadcast with many of your friends, because this could be a platform that can help someone. Wealth of information is coming from here. I told you, Bishop is loaded. He has wealth of knowledge and life experience. He did not, one of my questions that I wanted to ask him, you didn't just become a bishop, man.
No.
Life is lived in phases, stages, and moments. You just said you were what? A professional basketball player.
Yes, sir. So my life has been a wonderful, as you call it, a wonderful journey and a wonderful experience. I played high school basketball in Philadelphia. When I left Philadelphia, I had some like 265 scholarships, and I could have went anywhere I wanted to go in the world in regards to college. But I had wonderful men in my life who directed me. One phenomenal, one of the 50 greatest ball players that ever played the game. His name is Earl of Pearl Monroe, played for the New York Knicks. He was my mentor and my friend. And him, along with Ted Blunt, who was the ex-city council president in Wilmington, they were in my life and directed me. At that time, Big House Gaines was considered the wizard in the South, and John Wooten at UCLA was considered the wizard in the West. So I wound up going down south to play for Big House Gaines, and played there 4 years. My last year, we won the CIAA championship, and I was a leading scorer, and I got drafted by the Philadelphia 76ers in the 4th round. And so my parents would not have been able to put me through college. So my basketball prowess, thank God, put me through college. And so It is the phase of I've been in church all my life. So it is those, as you say, those phases of life. You know, those different things that happen in life that kind of navigate you through life. One of my main friends, who is kind of my father figure now, his name is Randolph Sunday Hill. He is the guru of basketball. He is the executive advisor to the 76ers owner. And so sometimes when I go out, he'll just call me. I'll come down to hang out with him at the game and just hang out. But he used to tell me all the time, rules and regulations without relationship breeds rebellion.
Wow. Rules
and regulations,
yes,
without relationship breeds
Good.
rebellion. So that means you can give rules and regulations to everybody or anybody in any relationships. But if you don't add yourself in it as the relational buffer, you could give rules and relationship. But if you don't add yourself in it as that relational buffer, it's just going to breed rebellion, because people just don't want rules relationship. They actually want you.
I hear you.
So our children, you know, that's part of what I do in the Fatherhood Coalition. Our children spell love Time.
I hear you.
They don't want your stuff.
They want your time.
Okay, they actually want you.
They want you.
They want you.
Wow. That's one of the great investments that anyone could give anybody, time.
Yeah, time.
Because you were just saying now that many people, they miss it because they don't have a mentor in their lives.
Yeah.
And when these people come into their lives, and that's where the problem comes, Bishop. These people come into their lives, or you are found within this groupings of people that's there to help you. Many times we take that privilege for granted.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
That's how people walk out of the perfect will of God for their lives into the permissive will.
Yeah. And isn't that amazing how God sets up perfect will and permissive will? That he'll allow you to do something that's the wrong thing, and then you'll miss the optimal opportunity.
Wow, the optimal opportunity.
The optimal opportunity to function in the purpose by which he brought you here. It is so important that in that being in the right place under the right person, you know, I get concerned when people try to run away because they're trying to understand and they try to get ahead of themselves. What I mean by getting ahead of themselves is that the epistle says you can have a zeal, but it's without knowledge. And so you're very zealous, you're very energetic, very, very hyper, very anxious, but you have yet to ascertain the knowledge. Now watch this. Here is the danger, because most people think that if I read, I got the knowledge.
Wow.
Just because I function in academia, I got the knowledge. And knowledge is not simply book knowledge or head knowledge. The knowledge has to do with a maturing, a maturation that happens in your life. Like, I have some Italian friends that I grew up with, some spaghetti sauce got to marinate and stay a while, you know what I mean? Before it has the substance of a palatable flavor for the bon appetit. It has to stay a while, you know what I mean? And I think sometimes that we're trying to rush stuff like God doesn't know. If God says he's going to redeem the time, you don't have to rush God.
I hear you.
Let God just be God, and you be patient, because patience is going to prove its perfect work. You know, patience going to do its job. The problem is just you don't want it. You want to hurry God along because watch it. You think the clock is ticking, and if
The
the
clock is ticking.
you think the clock is working against you. And God said, "No, I'm trying to mature you. I can do more with you in 5 years than you've done with yourself in 50.
Wow, my goodness.
Just go through the maturation.
Yeah, the process.
Yeah, just go through the process. You
Yeah.
can't abort the process. I was just one of my friends this morning. He did a little TikTok. He said even in the alphabet they have an order. He said you can't skip over L and go to MOP
Z.
or Z. He said you can't skip. It's an order. he said no, you got to honor L first. You know, before you
Yeah.
get to the end. And as simple as that was, that was a delight for me because too often we want to skip over stuff. And God said, no. This test right here, you might have forgotten, but you failed this. No, you can't skip over this. We got to go back and we got to do this test again.
Yeah.
And then don't ask me questions. You know, my undergraduate teacher, don't ask me questions. Why? Because the teacher doesn't acknowledge you, nor does the teacher answer questions when the test is going on. So sometimes the test is going on and you trying to ask God a question, you trying to raise your hand and get God attention. And God said, we're doing a test. Don't do your work. Do your work.
So you
yeah.
So you got a part to play in this, man.
You got a part to play, man.
Yeah.
And you can't get around it. I know you're trying to get around. You can't get around it. And you're not that special. You got a part to play.
Lord goodness, man. Destiny requires steps.
Yes, that's good. That's good.
Many times we at the first floor, which is basic.
Mm-hmm.
Don't settle for a basic life when there is a life designed for fruitfulness and productivity.
Yes.
So what people do is that they think this is all. This where I'm at is everything that God has designed for me. Your best is not yet reached. You still have to reach your best. And I want to speak to people that's online and those that might be watching this broadcast later or sharing this broadcast. You are just not called to be in stagnant mode. Mm-hmm. You haven't been sent to this earth just to remain there. Wherever you are now, you just want to remain. No, as Bishop Gibson was saying, life is progressive. Mm-hmm. You have to move from one stage in life, and you have to move to a different stage. You can't stay at that same place. And unfortunately, many people are at that place where they are now, the stagnant stage, is because of hurt, because someone said something, someone did something to you. They said you're not good enough, you're the black sheep of the family, you can't perform, you can't do. Someone spoke something over you, and you accepted the mere words of an ordinary man or woman. They are not God.
They're not God.
They're not God. They did not create you. They are made in the same substance as what you have been made of.
Yeah.
And that's my problem, Bishop.
Yeah.
I know we got the next 5 minutes, Bishop.
Okay. I know, and I'm with you with the problem, because what happens is that you said the word progress to fruitfulness and productivity, but progress does not come without process.
Wow.
It is process, progress, then success. But you can't get the progress nor the success if you don't go through the process. The process cannot be aborted.
I hear you.
It cannot be overstepped. You can't go around it. You have to deal with process. And everyone has a different one.
And we don't like it, man.
And we don't like it, bottom line.
It's uncomfortable, man.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable, but it's bringing the best out of you.
Yes, it's through that process that you also find yourself.
Yes, you find yourself. Yeah.
And many people think process is not there to harm you.
No.
It's there to enable you. It's there to get, like we said, the better out of you.
Yeah.
Is there any final word, Bishop, that you want to speak to people that's online and those that will be watching? Because next week I want us to speak about destiny enablers and destiny distractors. Destiny and people that come and help you, and there are people that just keep you down. I mean, in the case study of Laban and Jacob, I mean, Jacob had so much to give that Laban started saying, man, this one, I can use him to make me rich. But he didn't understand that Jacob was only there for an opportune moment.
Let me share in closing, Luke. I did a funeral of one of my members on yesterday, and I closed in a story that I'll just share with you an example. A little boy, young man, was leaving school, and he had to get home, and he was behind time, so he cut across the field. He ran across the park, cut across the field, and when he got to the pavement, he saw a cocoon on the ground. He picks the cocoon up, and he thinks he will give aid and assistance to the butterfly, so he cracks the cocoon open. When he cracks the cocoon open, the butterfly waves his wings 2 or 3 times and dies. What the boy thought was help was harm and hurt to the butterfly.
Goodness.
He didn't allow the butterfly to finish his process. So the butterfly would have had to stay in the cocoon and work his way out of the cocoon with struggle, with pain, with suffering, and with fatigue. But all of that would have been strengthening his wings so he could split the air with his wings. When you try to get out of not suffering, not struggling, not dealing with pain, not dealing with fatigue, it's going to hinder your flight and your aerodynamics by which your wings are supposed to split the air. Process is the key. You can't avoid it. And you will never become in your evolution, not unless you go through it.
Wow. Online viewers, we have just experienced some wisdom nuggets to enable you to navigate successfully through life in order to capture your destiny. I know that many of us are at a struggling point in life. You might have encountered some headwinds, some stuff has happened. You might be trusting God for unusual breakthroughs, but it's not yet the time. But endure the process. That is so nice. Endure the process. Don't stop or don't try and terminate the process, because then you'll be terminating the destiny, or you'll be terminating the purpose.
Yes, indeed.
So we are so grateful that we have this person of great knowledge and wisdom. I want to really say thank you to Bishop Gibson for taking us through the first episode. We've got 6 episodes. We will be having him back next week and Thursday. We only have the 2 last Thursdays of March, April, and May. And we're going to have some exciting stories and people that have achieved in life and people that's got remarkable testimonies. All that we want to do at Life Matters is to give you a push towards your destiny and to tell you everything is going to be okay. Don't quit as yet, because God has the final say. Well, if you liked the broadcast and you loved what was happening, please give us some likes and some hearts and just share the broadcast with family and friends. Tell them your miracle is linked to this broadcast. We want to say thank you once more, Bishop, for your time and effort. Thank you for just sharing those wisdom nuggets with us. I'm sure it has helped so many people. Thank you once more. I know our time is up. We don't want to keep you long. You're watching from different parts of the world, and here in South Africa, it's night. In parts of America's different times, and people are watching us from Fiji. Others are watching us from Suriname. Others are watching us from UK, so it's different time zones. But we want to say thank you for taking time just to be with us today. May the Lord bless you as you navigate your way to your successful life. Here at Life Matters, we promote intentional living. Don't live your life by default. Live your life intentionally and watch what God's going to do. Thank you so much. I'm going to give over to our announcer that will play us out. Thank you once again, and God bless you. Have a good day.